Hello, everyone. I want to share with you a few poses that will help open up your hips. Right now, due to the fact that life has become virtual, we're not driving into an office, we're going to school at home. So, every once in a while, we need to get up, we need to move our bodies, we need to take care of our upper body, head, neck, and shoulders, but we also need to take care of our lower body. So, some of these poses will help you unlock the base of your spine because many of us are starting to hold tension in the base of our spine as well as in our upper back. So, a couple of things to think of. I'm going to move the camera down so you can see my lower body. We can find a cross leg. Taking our feet underneath our knees, could sit up on a block. If you don't have a yoga block, a pillow would work, or a foam roller. The block elevates so that the hips and knees are closer to alignment, and perhaps the knees are even lower than the hips to help you unlock. Sitting here, trying to take with your upper body as well, but taking this opportunity to unlock from the bottom of our body will help us move. For however long you have one leg crossed in front, have the other leg crossed in front as well. I like to do it in class where here, reading a book, watching TV, or performing a yoga asana with our arms. Coming off of our block, and we can come into a lunge. So we could take a lunge with a knee on the ground, the other knee over ankle. We can take a hand on the floor or the block, and we can find a gentle twist. So if we're feeling discomfort from sitting all day, start with some yoga props, some yoga toys, and then ease your way out of them. Blocks have high, medium, and low, 3 different levels. So see where you want to be. So we'll gently slide our hand past a knee, past a shoulder to the sky, revolving, holding a beach ball between the belly and the thigh, trying to stack the shoulders, reaching out of the floor, and a stretch from the hip to the knee. You could do this with the knee on the ground or the toe curled, your hand on a block or not. And then for however long you're on one side, you can be on the other. If you are taking care of one side, perhaps one side you do a high lunge, one side you do a lower lunge. Once again, slowly twisting. And I suggest if you're feeling tight from sitting for quite a period of time, start low and then work your way up after a few breaths. Remember, long, even yogi breaths that you can take. Also, reclining on the ground, you could take a pillow, a yoga block, a foam roller, place it underneath your knees. And then starting with a nice long spine, you can shimmy your fingers forward. You're getting a hamstring stretch. Palms can turn up if you wish. Maybe crisscross the arms. So you're getting a little bit more work from that upper body. If you do crisscross the arms halfway through, switch the arm that's on top so that both shoulders are getting a little bit of a workout. We're going to bring ourselves back to an upright position. Another option when we're sitting in a cross leg would be to take a pillow or a block underneath our knees so we have our body supported. And with our body supported, then we can continue to move our arms in an asana that we'd like to use. Maybe even find a seated twist with our legs supported. So we're not worried about our knees lifting up or down. We're letting them melt into the floor. So finding that position. Seated up on a block or pillow, or using that block or pillow underneath our knees. Moving up once again, we could find a triangle. We'll take a block, place it at the bed of our calf muscle, have the opposite leg, heel and arch alignment. We're going to extend our arms, reaching forward. And when our body can't reach anymore, our hand rests on our foot, our shin, or the block at the bed of our calf muscle. We take our hand, we rotate our rib cage towards our thigh, stack our ribs, and gaze to the ceiling. So we're lengthening from big toe to hip, and then from hip to heel. If the hand is behind the seam in our shirt, we can take the heel of our hand to our sacrum, or reach for our inner thigh. Finding the stretch we need. And then we soften our knee. We bring ourselves to center. We come up and we switch to the other side with the block at the bed of our calf muscle, heel to arch alignment, reaching forward, rib cage manipulating, gazing to the sky, taking that half bind if you wish, imagining our spine as a ruler, trying to even out both sides, and softening the knee, finding the way back to center, and then coming back to our knees. We can take a block or pillow between our feet and sit back in that block. So we're stretching our quadricep muscles and providing that opportunity for that lower back to release. Sitting here, taking our fingers towards our toes, trying to engage all of our toes. And staying for a few minutes. Perhaps this is where you watch TV, read a book. Perhaps you do this as just part of your yoga practice. We can lift ourselves back up. And then we can find our way into a simple stretch. Let's take one foot forward, one hand under our shoulder. We're going to gently round our back, straighten our legs, lift up our toes, and find our way back to center. You could do this with both hands on the floor, but finding the support with the hand that corresponds with the leg that is back will help ease any strain that you might feel. You could even have blocks in both hands. A couple more times. We want to stretch our hamstrings and quads, but carefully do that. Once we come back to center, we bend the knee, and we're going to take that other hand, sweep it back, and reach for the little toe side of our foot. Heel aiming to our glute. So we're stretching our quadricep, but we're being mindful of the front knee, not letting it bow outward or buckle inward. Trying to keep knee aiming straight forward from the hip. We'll release down, and then we'll switch sides. Hand on the block, hand under our shoulder. Rounding our back, straightening our legs, gazing towards our toes. Simple lunge, knee over ankles, shoulders lengthening to our hips. 3 more times, rounding our back, straightening our legs, gazing to our shin. Exhale. 2 more times, gracefully moving. Then we'll get that quadricep stretch. 1 more time. Heel to our glute. Right hand reaches back, or opposite hand. Opening up our shoulder. Knee, try not to buckle outward, bow inward. 1 more breath. Then we'll release ourselves down, and we'll find our way to sit comfortably. Thank you for coming and joining. Just a few tips for unlocking that lower back. Another option, using equipment, not something that we do as part of our yoga class, is taking that foam roller. And we can take that foam roller, and our entire spine could rest in the foam roller. We could draw the soles of our feet together, do a little pelvic tilt, and let our knees aim outward. So resting like that, we could place pillows underneath our legs, just like we would if we were sitting in Baddha Konasana in the middle of our yoga class. But there's more space because our spinal column is elongated. So find what helps you unlock, use the supports that you need, and come back. There'll be more tips and tricks to help you unlock the base of your spine, as well as your head, neck, and shoulders, trying to make you comfortable in that time that we're sitting in a chair a little bit more than we're used to.